I learned in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very near. He was not 3 leagues off when we last left him.
I pray you, how many soldiers have you lost in this action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He has borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing, in the figure of a lamb, the feats of a lion.
I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from wars, or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? So I promise to eat all of his killings.
In truth, neath you tax Signor Benedict too much, but he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier too, a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. As for the stuffings, we're all mortal.
Sir, you must not mistake my niece. There's kind of a merry war between her and Signor Benedict. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now he has to do with one. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new brother.
Is it possible?
Very easily possible. He wears his faith as the fashion of his hat. It ever changes with every block.
I see, lady. The gentleman is not in your books.
No, if he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion? Is there no young squarer that would make a voyage with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
God help the noble Claudio. If he had caught the Benedict, it'll cost him 1,000 pounds before he's cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
Not until a hot January.
Don Pedro's approaching.
Good Signor Leonardo, you are come to meet your trouble. The fashion of this world is to avoid cost, yet you encounter it.
Never came trouble my house in the likeness of your grace.
This be your daughter?
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedict, no, for you were too young.
Benedict, by this we know what kind of man you are. Don't worry, lady. You're honorable like your father.
Conceal Leonardo be a father. She would not have to set on her shoulders for all Messina, as like as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my lady disdain? Are you yet living?
Is it possible for disdain to die when she has such meat food to feed on as Signor Benedict?
Oh, but I am certain I am loved of all ladies, except you, of course. For if I did not have a hard heart, for truly, I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would otherwise have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God for my cold blood. I'm of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
Well, God, keep your ladyship still in that mindset, so some gentleman or other shall escape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching couldn't make it worse if it were such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird in my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
If my heart's not after good of your tongue, by in God's name I've done. Go your way.
You always end with the jade's trick. I know you of old.
Signor Claudio, Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonardo hath invited us to stay at least a month.
Let me bid you welcome. Being reconciled by the prince your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I'm not of many words, but I thank you.
Please, your grace, lead on.
At your hand, Leonardo. We go together. Signor Benedict, did you note the daughter of Signor Leonardo?
I did not note her, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do for my simple true judgment? Or would you have me speak as I usually do, as being professed tyrant to their sex?
I pray thee, speak your true mind.
Why? I think she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this combination I can afford her, that were she other than she is unhandsome, and being no other but she is, I do not like her.
You think I'm in sport. I pray you. Tell me how you truly like her.
Would you buy her, that you inquire after her?
Could the world buy such a jewel?
Yes, and a case to put it into. But speak you this with a sad brow.
In my eyes, she is the sweetest lady that I ever looked on.
I can see without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin. If she were not posed with the fury, far exceeds her in beauty. But I hope you have not become a bachelor, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Has it come to this? Shall I never see a bachelor of 60 again? Go to in faith, if you must thrust your neck into a yoke.
What is kept to hear that you not followed on to Leonardo's?
Count Claudio, I cannot refuse to tell, but he is in love, now that is your grace's part, with Hero, Leonardo's short daughter.
Amen if you love her, for she is quite worthy. You speak this to fetch me in, my lord. By my troth I speak my thought. And in faith I spoke mine.
And by my two faith and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her I feel. That she is worthy I know.
That I neither feel how she would be loved, nor know how she would be worthy. In this opinion, that cannot fire melt out of me. I'll die in it at the stake.
You're an obstinate heretic in spite of beauty.
Not a woman conceived me? I thank her that she had brought me up. I likewise give her most humble thanks, but that I will have a cuckold's horns in my forehead, and hang my bugle and an invisible baldric. All women shall pardon me. I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, before I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love.
Well, you temporize with the hours. The bull does bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if eat the sensible Benedict bear it. Pluck off the bull's horns, and set them in my forehead, and the great letters let them signify under my name, here you may see Benedict, the married man.
Good Signor Benedict. Go to Leonardo's. Tell him that I will not fail him for supper, for he indeed put great preparation.
Examine your conscience, and so I leave you.
My liege, your highness now do me good.
My love is thine to teach it but how, and you shall see any hard lesson that may do you good.
Has Leonardo any son, my lord?
None but Hero. Do you cherish her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when we went to war, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye that liked but had a rougher task at hand. But now I am returned, and those war thoughts have left those places vacant. In their place come soft and delicate desires, all prompting how fair young Hero is.
If you do love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father, and she shall be yours. Was it not to this end that you've crafted such fine a story?
How sweetly you do minister to love, but I know love's grief by his complexion.
You love, and I will fit you with the remedy. I know tonight we'll have some reveling. I will take your part as Claudio, and in some disguise, and tell fair Hero that I am Claudio, and in her bosom unclasp some amorous tale and capture her here in prisoner. Then I'll break with her and with her father, and here shall be yours. But practice, let's put it presently.
Why are you out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore, the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
Yes, but you must not show this until you may do it without control. You stood out against your brother, and he has taken you newly into his grace. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. Though it cannot be said that I am a flattering, honest man, it must not be denied, but I am a plain-dealing villain. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, leave me as I am, and seek not to alter me. What news, Baraccio?
I came from a great supper, and I have news of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any purpose to build mischief upon? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Well, it's your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. Who does he intend to marry?
Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonardo.
How came you to this?
As I was smoking in a musty room, comes near me the prince and Claudio. I hid behind the curtains, and there I heard it agree that Claudio should marry Hero.
Let us go. This may prove food for my displeasure. If I can cross him in any way, I bless myself every way. You two will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Let us go. Their cheers, the greater that I am subdued. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We'll wait upon your lordship.
Was not Count John here at supper? I saw him not.
How courtly that gentleman looks. I can never see him, but I'm always heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
A perfect man would be halfway between Don John and Signor Benedict. The one is too like an image and says nothing, and the other is like my lady's eldest son, ever more tattling.
Then, niece, half Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedict's face.
With a good leg and foot, too, and money enough in his purse, such a man would win any woman's heart, if he could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, you will never find a husband if you be so shrewd of thy tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God's sending that way. For it is said, God sends a cursed cow short horns, but a cow too cursed, he sends none.
So, by being too cursed, God will send you no horns.
Only if he sends me no husband. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him.
Well then, go you into hell?
No, but to the gate, and there will the devil meet me, like an old cuckold, and say, Get you to heaven, Beatrice, get you to heaven. Here is no place for you maids. So away to St. Peter, for the heavens he shows me where the bachelors sit, and there we will live as merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I trust to be ruled by your father.
It is my cousin's duty to say, Father, as it please you. But yet, to all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Father, as it please me.
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not until God makes some men other than any other metal on earth.
Daughter, you know your answer if Don Pedro make any such jest.
Cousin, if the prince be too important, tell him that there is no measure in everything, and so dance out the answer.
The revelers are entering.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
May you walk softly and look sweetly. I'm yours for the walk, especially when I walk away.
With me in your company.
I may say so when I please.
And when please you to say so?
When I like your favorite, God defend the lute should look like a case.
Well, I wish you did like me.
So wish not I, for your own sake, because I have many ill qualities.
Which is one?
I say my prayers aloud.
I love you the better. The hearers may cry. Amen.
God, match me with a good dancer.
Amen.
And God, keep him out of my sight when the dance is done.
I know you well enough, you are Senor Antonio.
At a word, I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
To tell you true, I counterfeit him.
You could never do him so ill well unless you are the very man. You are he, you are he.
At a word, I am not.
Come, come, do you not think I do not know you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself? Go to, shut it. You are he. Graces will appear, and there's an end.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, it was a part of me.
Nor will you tell me who you are. That I was disdainful and that I got my good wit from the 100 Merry Tales? This was Senor Benedict that told you so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I, believe me.
Has he never made you laugh?
I pray you. What's he?
Why, he's the prince's jester, a very dull fool. His only gift is in devising impossible slanders. Any commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. He both pleases men and angers them. And then they laugh at him and beat him. I am sure he is in the fleet. I wish he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I tell how much you say.
Do. He'll make a joke or two about me, which, by chance, is not marked or laughed at, strikes him into melancholy. And there is a partridge being saved, for the fool will eat no supper that night. Come, we must follow the leaders.
And never the fair.
That is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are you not Senor Benedict?
You know me well. I am he.
Senor, you are very near to my brother in his love. I pray you, he is enamored on Hero. Talk him out of his love. She is no equal for his birth. You may do the part of an honest man.
How you know he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Thus answer I in the name of Benedict, but hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. It is certain so the prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things except the office and affairs of love. Therefore all hearts in love use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself, and trust no agent. For beauty is a witch against whose charms faith melts into blood. Farewell then, hero.
Count Claudio,
Yea, the same.
come, will you go with me?
Where?
About your own business. For the count hath got the goodwill of your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
But did you think that the prince would do that to you?
I pray you, leave me.
Oh, now you strike like the blind man.
If you will not, I shall.
Poor foul. That my lady Biechy should know me and not know me. The prince's fool? Ha! I may go under the title because I'm married, yes, but I'm also apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base and bitter disposition of Biechy that puts her person and so gives me out. Will I be revenged as I may? In truth, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. And I told him, and I think I told him the truth, that your grace hath got the goodwill of Hero. But he is like a schoolboy who, being overjoyed with finding a bird's nest, shows it to his companion, and he steals it.
I will but teach them to sing and restore them to the proper owner.
If they're singing and you're singing, by my faith, you say honestly.
The Lady Beatrice has a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her that she was much wronged by you.
Oh, she misused me! Nothing that... My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me nothing, and I did myself that I was the prince's jester. Now I was duller than the great Thaw. Hurling jest upon myself, I stood like a man out of mark, with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath or her terminations, there were no living near her. She would infect to the North Star. Come, not talk of her. I wish some scholar would conjure her. For certainly, while she is here, a man may more live quietly in hell. For certainly, people sin upon purpose just to get away from her.
Look, here she comes. None but to be by your good company.
Oh, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Senior Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it. A double heart for his single single one. Once before, he won it for me with false dice. Therefore, your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So that he cannot do so to me? My lord, otherwise I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio to send you to see.
Oh, Count. Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
Sick then?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil, Count, and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, I think you're right. Though if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have ruined your name, and fair hero is one. I have spoken with her father, and his good will obtain. Name the day of your marriage, and God give you joy.
Take with you my daughter, and with her my four children, his grace is moved before you.
Speak, Count, if is your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy.
I folded it so I
if
couldn't
could
see
say
what
how
was
much.
next.
Lady, as you are mine, I am yours.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth, and let him not speak neither.
Okay, my daughter. Faith, lady.
Yeah,
I went through my fortune.
Yeah, my lord. I thank it, poor fool. It keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she does.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Senior.
Good lord, for alliance.
Indeed,
Thus
my
goes
lord.
everyone to the world, but I.
He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for
I may
it.
sit in
A
the
double
corner
heart
and
for
cry,
his single
"Hi-ho"
one.
for a husband.
Once before, he won it from
I'll
me with
get you
false
one.
dice.
Lady.
Therefore,
I would
your
rather
grace
have
may
one
well
of your
say I have
father's
lost
day.
it.
Hath your grace
You have
never
put
a
him
brother
down,
like
lady.
you?
You have put him
Your
down.
father got excellent.
So that he could not do so to me? My lord, otherwise I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought
No, my
Count
lord,
Claudio,
unless I
whom
might
you
have
sent me to
another for
see.
working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day, but
Count.
I beseech your grace,
Wherefore
pardon
are
me.
you sad?
I was born to
Not
speak all
sad,
mirth and no
my lord.
matter.
Your silence most offends
Neither,
me.
my lord.
And to be married
The Count
best
is neither
becomes
sad nor
you.
sick,
For you,
nor
out of
merry, nor
question,
well,
you were born
but
in a merry
civil,
hour.
Count.
No,
And something
sure,
of
my
that
lord.
jealous
My mother cried.
In faith, lady,
But
I
then
think you're
there was a
right.
star dance,
Though if he
and
is
under
so,
that, I
his
was
conceit
born.
is false. Here, Claudio,
Cousins,
I have
God
ruled
give
in
you
your
joy.
name, and fair hero is one. I have spoken with her father, and his good will obtained. Name the day of your marriage, and God give you joy. By my troth, Beatrice is a pleasant-spirited lady.
She has a little melancholy element.
Speak, Count, it is your cue.
She cannot endure to hear tale of a husband.
By no means. She mocks all of her wooers out of
As you
suit.
are mine, I am yours.
She were an excellent
Speak,
wife,
cousin,
Ben.
or if you cannot,
My
stop his
lord,
mouth,
if they were
and let him
married
not speak neither.
but an hour, they would talk themselves mad.
Count Claudio, let me you go to church.
Tomorrow,
lady,
my lord,
you have
time
a
goes
married
on
life.
crutches until love had all its rights.
Not
yeah,
till
my lord.
Monday, my dear
I thank
son,
it, poor
which
fool.
is hence
It
just
keeps
a
on the windy
night,
side of
and
prayer.
a time
My
too
cousin
brief
tells him
to
in
have
his ear
all things answered my mind.
that he is in heaven.
Come, you shake the head at so long a breathing, but I warrant thee, Claudio. The time
Good
shall
Lord
not
for
go totally by
alliance,
us.
thus goes
I
everyone to
will
the
in the
world,
interim
but I am
undertake
sunburned.
one of
May I
the
sit in the
labors
corner
of
and cry
Hercules,
hi-ho for a husband.
which is to bring Senior Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection.
I would rather have one of
one
your
with
father's
another.
getting.
I would
Had your
gladly
grace
have-
never a
gladly
brother
have
like
match.
you, your father got an
If you
excellent
three
husband for a maid.
will but minister such assistance as I shall give you
Will you have me then?
direction,
No, my lord, unless
lord,
I
I
might
am
have
for you,
another for
though it
working
cost me
days.
10
Your
nights
grace is
watching.
too easily
And I, my lord.
too easily to wear it by day, but I beseech your grace. Pardon me, I was born to speak all, and
and Benedict
not
is
my mother.
not the unhopeless of husbands that I know. Thus far can I praise him. He is of a noble strain, of approved valor, and confirmed honesty. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you of my drift.
Okay, let's get our Don John and Garage.
So it is so that Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonardo.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinal to me. I am sick in displeasure with him, and whatsoever comes his affection runs evenly with mine. How can you cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hera.
I remember.
I can at any unseasonable instant of the night appoint her to look out her lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
Go you to your brother. Tell him that he hath wronged marrying Claudio and Hero. Whose estimation do you mightily hold up to a contaminated scale? Such a one as Hero.
But what proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to vex your prince. To vex Claudio. To undo Hero and kill Leonardo. Look you for any other issue.
Only to despite them, I will endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me a good hour to draw Don Pedro and Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me, that you have discovered this. They will scarcely believe without trial. Offer them instances, which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window and hear me call Margaret Hero. Bring them to me, see this very night before the intended wedding. For in the meantime, I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truth as to Hero's loyalty.
All right. Be cunning in the working of this, and your fee is $1,000.
Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
Do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he has laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the arguments of his own scorn by falling in love. And such as man is Claudio. I have known there was no music with him but the drum and the fife. Now he'd rather hear the tabor and the pipe. He used to speak plain and to the purpose like an honest man and a soldier should. And now his words are a very fantastical banquet. Just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell, I think not. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But to all graces being one woman should not be in my graces. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise or I'll none. Virtuous or I'll never cheapen her. Fair or I'll never look on her. Mild or come not near me. Noble or not. Of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be whatever color pleases God. Ugh. The prince and Monsieur Love. I'll hide in the arbor.
Signor Benedict has hid himself. Very well, my lord. Come hither, Leonardo. What was it you told me of today? That your niece Beatrice is in love with Signor Benedict?
Oh, hey, stock on. The foul sits. I did never think the lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she has in all outward behavior seemed to ever abhor.
Is it possible? Is this the one in the house?
In truth, my lord, I cannot tell you what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection.
Is she counterfeiting?
Counterfeit? There was never counterfeit of passion came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why? What effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well. This fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
I pray you, how? You amaze me! I thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it I had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
I should think this is a goal, but the white-bearded fellow speaks it. Conniver cannot shirt. How myself in such reverence?
He had taken the affection. Hold it up.
No! And she...
Has she made her affection known to Benedict?
No! And she swears that she never will. That's her torment.
It is true. Indeed, so your daughter says, "Shall I," says she, "that have so often spoken about him with scorn, write to him now that I love him?"
She does indeed. No. This way, this says she when she is beginning to write to him. My daughter tells us all. When she tore the letter into 1,000 pieces, railed herself that she should be so immodest to write to one that she knew would flout her. I measure him, says she, by my own spirit, for I should flout him, if he writ to me. Yea, though I love him, I should.
Then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair. Oh, sweet Benedict, God give me patience.
She does indeed, my daughter says so, and the ecstasy hath so much overtaken her, that my daughter is sometimes afraid she will do a desperate outrage to herself. It is very true.
It were good if Benedict found out some other way if she won't say anything.
To what end? He would make but sport of her and scorn her to no end.
If he should, it would be a good reason to hang him. She's an excellent, sweet lady, and out of all suspicion she is virtuous.
And she is exceedingly wise.
In everything but loving Benedict. I pray you, tell Benedict of it, and hear what he will say.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die. If she says she will die, if he love her not, and she will die. If she make her love known, and she will die. If he woo her, rather than she will bait him with one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She does well. If she should make tender of her love, it is very possible he'll scorn it. For the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit.
He is a very proper man.
He hath indeed a good outward happiness.
Before God and in my mind, very wise.
He does indeed show some sparks of wit.
And I take him to be valiant.
Well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we go seek Benedict and tell him of her love?
Never tell him, my lord.
Well, we will hear further of it by your daughter. Let it cool a while. I love Benedict well, and I wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy so good a lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
Let there be the same net spread for Beatrice by Hero and her gentleman.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly boring. They seemed the truth from this from hero. They seemed to pity the lady. It seems her affections have the full bent. Love me? Why? It must be acquainted. I hear I am censured. They say I'll bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. And they say, too, that she would die than give any sign of affection. I must not seem proud. Happy that they can be, that their attractions can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. It is the truth. I can bear witness that to myself. And virtuous. It is so. I cannot reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. There is no addition to her wit, no great argument of her folly. For I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance some old critics remark of wit broken on me because I have railed so long against marriage. But does not the appetite alter? Ah, the world must be peopled. I may chance, when I said I would die a bachelor, I did not yet think I should live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do suppose the person loving her.
Against my will, I'm here to bid you to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
It took me no more pains in those thanks than it took you to thank me.
You take pleasure then in the message.
Yeah, as much as you take in a knife's point. Are you not hungry then? Farewell.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you to come to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those things than you took pains to thank me. As much to say, any pains that I take for you is easy as thanks. If I do not take pity, lady, I am a villain. I'll go get a picture.
Go.
Good Margaret. Run to the parlor and find my cousin Beatrice. Tell her that I and Ursula walk in the orchard and our whole conversation is with her. Tell her to hide in the orchard and listen to our purpose.
I'll make her come, I promise you, presently.
Now Ursula, when Beatrice does come, our talk must only be of Benedict. Praise him more than any man did Mary. My talk will be to say how Benedict is sick in love with Beatrice. Now, begin to see where Beatrice hides herself.
Fear you not my part of the dialogue?
Go near her so her ear lose none of the false sweet bait you laid for it. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful.
But are you sure Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my fiancé.
And did they encourage you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedict, to wrestle him with affection and not let Beatrice know of it.
Why doesn't the gentleman deserve such a bed as Beatrice did couch upon?
Oh, God of love, I know he deserves as much as any man yielded did. But nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn shine sparkling in her eyes. Her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, she is so self-endeared.
Therefore, certainly, it would not be good if she knew of his love, lest she make sport of it.
So turns she every man the wrong side out, and never gives the truth and virtue the whole which simpleness and merit purchases.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
No, rather, but who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would talk me to death with wit. Therefore, let Benedict, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly, will be a better death than to die with mocking.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather, I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly, I'll drive some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One does not know how much an ill word can poison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much true without true judgment as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
He is the only man of Italy, except of course my dear Claudia.
When are you married, madam?
Why, every day, tomorrow. Come, go with me. I will show thee some attires and counsel thee for what to wear tomorrow.
She's lying.
So proves some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
What fire is this in my ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt well, and maiden pride ado? No glory lives beyond the back so much. And Benedict love on? I will requite thee, taming my wild heart, to thy loving hand. If thou dost love my kindness, shall not thee to bind our loves in holy band? For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it reportingly.
I do but stay till your marriage be consummate, and then I go to Aragon.
I'll bring you there, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
Nay, that'd be as great a slur as the new gloss of your marriage is to show a child his new coat, and forbid him to wear it.
Balance. I am not as I have been.
So say I, methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
There's no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
What? Sigh for the toothache?
Well, everyone can master a grief, but he that has it.
Yet say I, he is in love. He brushes his hat in the mornings. What should that boat and the barbers have seen with him?
Indeed, he looked younger than he did by the loss of a beard.
Nay, he rubs himself with civet. Can you smell him out by that?
Yea, and his jesting spirit which is now crept into a lute string and governed by stops.
Indeed, that's a heavy tale for him. Conclude, he is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
That would I know too. I warrant, one that know him not.
Yes, and in his ill conditions, and in despite of it all, dies for him.
Oh, Signor, walk with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak for you, which these hobby voices cannot hear.
For my life to break with him about Beatrice.
If Hero and Margaret have by this played their parts with Beatrice, and then have the two bears will not bite themselves when they meet.
Ah, my lord and brother, God save you.
Good day, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
Well, if it please you, but what I have to say concerns Count Claudio as well.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow.
You know he does.
Oh, I know that not when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
Well, you may think I love you not. Well, let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me for which I will now manifest.
Why, what's the matter?
I came to tell you the lady's disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she. Your hero, Leonardo's hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. Come but with me tonight, and you will see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. Now, if you love her, then tomorrow wed her. But it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so?
I'll not think of it.
If you will follow me, I will show you enough, and when you have heard more and seen more, proceed accordingly.
If I see anything tomorrow at the congregation why I should not wed, there I shall disgrace her.
And as you would kill me to obtain her, I will also join you in disgracing her.
I will disparage her no further until you two are my witnesses. Bear it coldly but till tonight, and let the issue show itself.
Are you good men and true? Yea, or else they were pity, but they should suffer salvation body and soul. Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, if they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch. Well, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry. First, who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
Seacole, for she can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Seacole. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. Therefore, bear you the lantern. This is your charge. You shall comprehend all vagrom men. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if he will not stand?
Well, then take no note of him, but let him go, and presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True, and they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You shall also make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We'll rather sleep than talk. We know it belongs to a watch.
Why, you speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. If you meet a thief, you may suspect him to be no true man, and for such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, why, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly by your office you may. But I think the most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is and steal out of your company.
For Our Lady, I think it be so.
Well, masters, good night. And there be any matter of weight chances, call up me. Keep your fellows' counsels and your own, and good night. Come, neighbor.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us sit upon the church bench till 2, and then all to bed.
One word more, honest neighbors. I pray you watch about Senor Leonardo's door. For the wedding being there tomorrow, there's a great coil tonight. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you.
Peace, stir not.
Conrad!
Peace,
Conrad!
stir not.
Conrad, I say!
Here, man, I'm at thy elbow.
Aye.
Some treason, master. Now stand close.
I have earned of Don John $1,000.
I know that deformed, and has been a vile thief this 7 years.
Know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the lady's hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She leans me out at her mistress's chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely, though first I tell thee how the prince, Claudio, and my master, planted and placed and possessed by my master Don John, saw far off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was hero?
2 of them did, the prince and Claudio. But the devil, my master, knew that she was Margaret. Away went Claudio enraged, swore he would meet her as she was appointed next morning at the temple, and there would meet her before the congregation, shame her with what she saw overnight, and send her home again without a husband now.
We charge you in the prince's name, stand!
Call up the right master constable. We have yet to have recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery in the Commonwealth. Masters, masters! Never speak. We hear our charge. Let us obey to go with us.
I think your other dress was better. No, pray thee good, Meg. I'll wear this. By my thought, it is not so good, and I warrant your cousin will say so. My cousin's a fool, and you are another. God give me joy to wear this, for my heart is exceeding heavy. 'Twill be heavier with the weight of a man. Fie upon thee, art not ashamed? Of what, lady? I think with the right husband and the right wife, it is light and not heavy. Ask thy lady Beatrice. Here she comes. Why, how now you speak with a sick tune? I bought a lot of other tubey things. This scarf the Count sent me is a perfect perfume. I can't smell, I'm stuffed. A maid and stuffed? There's goodly catching of a cold. Oh God, how long have you pretended to have wit? Ever since you left it. Here, take some of this hardest Benedictus and lay it to your heart. It is the only thing for a balm. There you concur with the thistle.
Benedictus? Why Benedictus? Is there some purpose in this Benedictus?
Purpose? No. In truth, I meant plain holy thistle. You may think that I think you are in love. Indeed, I cannot say that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love. But I think you look with your eyes as other women do. Madam, withdraw. The prince, the count, Don John, and all the gallants of town are come to fetch you to church.
Come to help me, Jess?
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady?
No. To be married to her, friar. You come to marry her?
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count?
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, count?
I dare make his answer none.
Stand thee by, friar. Father, by your leave, will you with free and unconstrained soul give this maid your daughter?
As freely, son, as God gave her to me.
And what have I to give you back, to counterpoise this rich and precious gift? Nothing, unless you render her again. Sweet prince, you know me of noble thankfulness. There, Leonardo, take her back. And she is but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold how she blushes like a maid. Would you not swear all that see her, that she were a maid by her exterior shows? But she is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an improved slut.
Lord, if you have vanquished her virginity.
No, Leonardo, I have never tempted her with word too large, but loved her with bashful sincerity.
Seemed I ever otherwise to you?
You seem to me as Diane in her orb, as chaste in the bud before it be blown, but you are as intemperate in your blood than Venus. Or those pampered animals that rave in savage sensuality.
Sweet prince, why do you not speak?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored, connecting my friend with some common stale.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
True? Oh God, God defend me!
What man was you talked with yesternight out at your window betwixt 12 and 1? If you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why, then you are no maiden. Leonardo, I am sorry you must see her upon my honor. Myself, my brother, and this good, grieved count did see her, hear her at that hour last night talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath indeed confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fine. They are not to be spoken of, my lord, not to be named. There is no chastity enough in the language without offense to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for you. Let's go.
O hero, but fare thee well, most foul, most fair. How is the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle! Hero, why hero? Uncle, Signor Benedict, friar!
O fate, take not thy heavy hand away. Death is the fairest shame that should be wished for her.
How now, cousin hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Do you look up?
Yeah, why should she not?
Why? Why does not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Do not live, hero. Do not open up your eyes, for if I think that you should not die quickly, I would myself strike at thy life. Why? Ever were you lovely in my eyes, but mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine that I was proud of. Why? She has fallen into a pit of ink that sea has drops too few to wash her clean again.
Sir, be patient. For my part, I have know not what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Oh, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. But until last night, I have for the past 12 months.
Confirmed. Would the two princes and Claudio lie, who loved her, that speaking of her fullness washed it with tears?
Hear me a little, call me a fool, and trust not my observations, trust not my age. my reverence, calling, nor divinity. If this sweet lady lie, not guiltless here under some biting error.
Friar, it cannot be. She denies it not. Why seek you then to cover with excuses that which appears in proper nakedness?
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that do accuse me. I know none. If I know more of any man alive than that which of maiden modesty warrants, let all my sins lack mercy. O my Father, prove you that I met with a man at hours unmeet, hate me, refuse me, torture me to death.
There is some strange misprison in the princes.
Two of them have the very bent of honor. Wisdom be misled with this. The practice of enlightened John the Bastard, whose spirits toil in fame of villainies.
I know not if they speak the truth of her. These hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall hear of it.
Pause a while and let my counsel sway you in this case. The princess left your daughter for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in and publish that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and on your family's old momentum hang mournful epitaphs and do all rites that obtain unto her burial.
What will this do? What will become of this?
This well carried shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. She dying, as it must be so maintained, upon the instant that she was accused, shall be laminated, pitied, and excused of every hearer. So will it fare with Claudio when he hears she died upon his words. The idea of her life shall sweetly creep into his studies of imagination. Then shall he mourn, if he ever loved, had interest in his liver, and wish he had not so accused her. Let this be so. If all aim, but this be levels false, the suspicion of the lady's death will quench the wonder of her infamy. And if it sort not well, you may conceal her, as best befits her wounded reputation, in some reclusive and religious life out of all eyes, tongues, minds, and injuries.
So, Leonardo, let the friar advise you. And though you know my love is very much with Prince and Claudio, by my honor, I will deal in this as secretly and justly as your soul should with your body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
It is well consented, presently away. Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day perhaps is not prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yeah, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason, I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
How much might the man deserve if he would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It's a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I love nothing so much as the world as you, but believe me not, yet I lie not. I confess nothing, and I deny nothing. I'm sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, you love me?
Do not swear it and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me. Now I'll make it him that eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no songs that can be devised to it, I protest I love thee.
Why then God forgive me?
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in my happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much in my heart that there's nothing left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Oh, not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it? Farewell.
Sweet Beatrice.
I'm gone, though I'm here. There's no love in you. Nay, I leave you.
But Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends first and fight with my enemy?
Is Claudio your enemy?
Is he not? Approved in the height of a villain? That he has slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What bear her in hand until they come to take hands? And then uncovered slander, rancor. Oh God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she's wronged, slandered, she's undone. Surely a princely testimony, a good count. Oh, that I were a man, for his sake, or that I had any friends who would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies, and valor into courtesies. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice, by this hand I love thee.
Use it in some other way than by swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio has wronged Hero?
Yes, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him, and I will kiss you on your hand. And so I leave you. But here, Count Claudio shall run me a dear account. And so you will hear me, and think of me. Now go to your cousin, comfort her. And so I leave you. Farewell.
Is our whole assembly appeared?
Which be the malefactors?
That am I and my partner.
Nay, that's certain. We have exhibits to be examined. But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Well, let them come before me, master. It is proved already that you are little better than false knaves. How answer you for yourselves?
Well, lady, you say we are none.
A marvelous witty fellow. I assure you, but lady, I say to you, it is thought that you are false knaves.
But lady, I say to you, we are none.
Well, stand aside. Have you written down that they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth their accusers.
Yea, well, that's the eftest way. Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you, accuse these men.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, accused him of being a villain.
Write down Prince John as a villain. Flat perjury.
What else did you hear him say?
Well, that he had received $1,000 from Don John, accusing the lady here wrongfully.
Flat burglary as ever was committed.
Yea, by mass that it is. What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did mean upon his words to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly, and to not marry her.
O villain, you will be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more, master, than you can deny. Prince John in this very morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in the manner accused, and in this very manner refused, and upon the grief suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonardo. I will go before and show them their examination.
Come, let them be opinioned.
Let me take them in the hand.
Off, you idiot! Oh my God, where's the sexton?
Oh wait, you're an ass, you're an ass.
Do you not suspect my place? Do you not suspect my years? Oh, that you were here to write me down an ass. But masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it not be written down yet, I am an ass. I'm a wise woman, and which is more an officer, and which is more a householder, and which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as any in Messina. Bring them away. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass.
You will kill yourself, and it is not wisdom thus to second grief against yourself.
Pray thee cease thy counsel, which falls into mine ears as profitless as water in a sieve. Men can counsel and speak comfort to that grief which they themselves not feel. Therefore give me no consent. My griefs are louder than your advertisement.
Yet bend not all harm upon yourself. Let those that do suffer too.
There you speak reason. I will do so. My soul tells me Hero is belied, and that shall Claudio. So shall the prince and all of them that thus dishonor her.
Here comes the prince and Claudio.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords?
We have some haste, Leonardo.
Some haste, my lord. Well, fare you well, my lord. Are you hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, Do not quarrel with us, good old man.
If he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
You do wrong me, Claudio. You. Mary, pursue my hand, if I should give your age such cause of fear.
Never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a dotard nor a fool. Claudio, you have wronged my innocent child, and me, that I am forced to lay my reverence by. I challenge thee to a trial of a man. I say you have belied my innocent child. Your slander has gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried in a tomb where never slept scandal except hers.
My villainy?
Yours, Claudio, yours, I say.
You say not right, old man.
God knows I love my niece, but she is dead, slammed to death by villains. Boys, apes, braggarts, jacks, milkstops.
Brother.
Hold you content. I know them yet. Scrambling, out-facing, mongling boys that lie, deprave, and slander.
Brother.
Come, it is no matter. Let them be.
Gentlemen, both. We will not wake your patience. My haste is sorry for your daughter's death, but on my honor, she was charged with nothing but was true and very full of proof. I will not hear you.
No? Come, brother. I will be heard.
See, here comes the man we want to see.
Now, senor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, senor. You're almost come to part a fray.
We had like to have our noses snapped off with two old men without teeth.
Leonardo and his brother. Had we fought, I doubt we should have been too young for them.
In a forged quarrel, there is no true valor. I cannot seek you both.
We have been up and down to seek for you of high proof of melancholy, and we would have fain have beaten it away. Won't you use your wit?
As I am an honest man, he looks pale. Are you sick or angry?
Courage, man! You have mettle enough to kill care.
Sir, I shall meet your wit. I pray you. You choose another subject.
By this light, he changes more and more. I think he'd be angry indeed.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I jest not. I will make it a good how you are dare, what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardness. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet you, so I may have a good cheer.
My lord, for your many courtesies I thank you. Must discontinue your company. Your brother had fled from Messina, and you have among you killed a sweet innocent lady. For my lord Lockbeard there, he and I shall meet. Till then, peace be with
He
you.
is in earnest.
In most profound earnest, and I'll warn you, for the love of Beatrice.
And hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
But soft you, let me pluck up my heart and be sad. Did he not say my brother was fled? Walking. How now? When are my brother's men bound?
Hear their offense, my lord.
Officers, what offense have these men did?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruth. Secondarily, they are slanders. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
Who have you offended, master, that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no farther to mine answer. Hear me, and let this count kill me. We have deceived even your eyes with what your wisdom could not discover. These shallow fools brought to light, who in the night overheard us confessing to this man how Don John, your brother, incests us
to slander the lady Hero, how you were brought into the orchid and saw Baraccio court Margaret in Hero's garments, how you disgraced her when you should marry her. The lady is dead upon our and my master's false accusation.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison while he uttered it.
But then my brother set thee onto this.
Yeah, and paid us richly for the practice of it.
Sweet Hero, now thy image doth appear in the rare semblance that I loved at first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs, and masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
Here comes Signor Leonardo.
Which is thy villain? Let me see his eyes, that when I note another man like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
If you would know your wronger, look on me.
Are you the slave that with thy breath has killed mine innocent child?
Yeah, even I alone.
No, not so, villain. Here stand a couple of honorable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose to me what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not, but in mistaking.
By my soul nor I, and yet to satisfy this good old man, I would bend under any heavy weight that he'll enjoin me to.
I cannot bid you my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both. Possess the people in Messina. Hear how innocent she died. Hang her an epitaph among her tomb, and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning come you to my house, and since you cannot be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother had a daughter, almost identical to mine who has died. And she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the right that you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
O noble sir, your overkindness does wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer and dispense for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow then I will expect your coming. Tonight I take my leave. This naughty man shall face be brought to Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your brother.
No, by my soul she was not knew not what she did when she spoke to me, but always has been just and virtuous in anything that I do not know about. Moreover, sir, which indeed is not under white and black, as plaintiff here, the offender did call me an ass. I beseech you, let it be remembered in his punishment.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverend youth, and I praise God for you.
Go, I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship. I humbly give you leave to depart, and if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
Until tomorrow morning, my lords. Farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We look upon you tomorrow.
We will not fail.
Tonight I will mourn with Hero.
Oh, sweet Mistress Margaret, reserve well at my hands by helping me to the words of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
In so high a style, Margaret, that no man living shall come over it, for, in most comely truth, thou dost deserve it.
To have no man come over me, why, shall I always people of sin?
A most manly wit, Margaret. I will not hurt a woman, and so, I pray thee, call Beatrice.
Well, I will call her to you, who I think Catholic.
And therefore will come.
The God of love
that sits above and knows me, how pitiful I deserve. Why there is never one so truly turned over and over as my poor self in love. Mary, I cannot show it in rhyme. I have tried. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet. I cannot woo in festival terms. Sweet Beatrice, would you come when I call thee?
Yes, and yarn depart when you bid me.
Oh, but stay till then.
Then is spoken, pray you well now, yet before I go, what has passed between you and Claudio?
Only foul words, thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is no as me. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
I will tell you plainly, Claudio has undergone my challenge, and either I must hear from him shortly, or I will call him a coward. And I pray you now, tell me for which of my babblers did you fall in love with me?
For them altogether, which maintain so polite a state of evil that they will not admit any good pardon to intermingle with them. But for which my good parts did you first suffer love with me?
Suffer love? A good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think, alas, poor heart, in your spite of it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I will never love that way for which my friends hate.
You and I are too wise to woo peaceably. And now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And what about you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, and love me, and man it. There I will leave you too, for here comes one in haste.
Madam, you must come to your uncle. Our lady hero has been falsely accused, the prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Don John, the author of all, who is fled and gone. Will you come?
Will you go hear this news, senor?
I will live in thy lap, die in thy heart, and moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle's.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So are the prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the error that you heard debating. But Margaret was in some fault for this, although against her will, as it appears in the true course of all the question.
Well, I am glad that all things are sort.
And so am I, being else by faith and forced to call young Claudio to reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and all you gentlemen, withdraw into a chamber by yourselves, and when I send for you, come hither masked. The prince and Claudio promised by this hour to visit. You know your office, brother. You must be father to your brother's daughter, and give her to the young Claudio.
Which I will do with confirmed countenance.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, senor?
To bind me, or undo me, one of them. Signor Leonardo, truth it is, good signor, your niece regards me in eye of favor.
That I, my daughter, lent her, it is most true.
And I do with an eye of love and requite her.
The sight whereof I think you had from me, from Claudio, and the prince, but what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. But my will is your good will may stand with ours, this day to be conjoined in a state of horrible marriage, in which, good friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help. Here comes the prince and Claudio.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you, and you yet determined today to marry with my brother's daughter.
I'll hold my mind.
Call her forth, brother. Here's the friar ready.
Good morrow, Benedict. Why, what's the matter? That you have such a feathered face so full of frost? Of storm and cloudiness?
I think he thinks upon the savage bull. I fear not, man. We'll tip thy horns with gold. Here comes other reckonings. Which is the lady that I must seize upon?
This one.
Why then she's mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not, until you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand. Before this holy friar, I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero!
Nothing certain there. One hero died defiled, but I do live, and surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero, the hero that is dead.
She died, my lord, but whilst her shadow lived.
All this amazement can I qualify, when after the holy rites are ended. I'll tell you largely of fair hero's death. Meantime, let wonder seem familiar, and to the chapel let us present thee.
Soft and fair, friar, which is Beatrice.
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do you not love me?
Why, no more than reason.
Why? When your uncle and the prince and Claudia have been deceived. They swore you did.
Do you not love me?
Truth, no more than reason.
Why then, my cousin Margaret and Ursula are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore you were utmost sick for me.
They swore that you were well nigh dead for me.
It is no such matter. Then you do not love me?
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her. For here's a paper written in his hand, halting sonnet of his pure brain fashioned for Beatrice.
Give it to Beatrice. Give it to Beatrice. And here is another written in my cousin's hand, swearing her affection for Benedict. Yours this way.
A miracle. Now our own hands against our hearts. Come, I'll have thee. And by this light, I'll take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great passion and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in great consumption.
Peace. I will stop you now.
How do you, Benedict, the married man?
I'll tell you thee, Prince. A college of woodcrackers cannot flout me of my humor. Since I do propose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it, and therefore never flatter me for what I have said against it. For a man is a great giddy thing. And there is my conclusion. In your part, Claudia. I did think to have beaten thee, but though in your art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised and love my cousin.
I had well hoped you'd have denied Beatrice, that I might have cudgeled you out of your single life.
Come, we are friends. Let's have a dance ere we are married. There are many lanes our women's hearts in our wives' heels.
We'll have dancing afterward.
First of my word, therefore, play. Music. Prince, you're sad. Get their wife, get their wife. There is no staff more reverend than one tipped with a horn.
My lord, your brother John is taken in flight and brought with armed men back to Messina.
Think not on him till tomorrow. I'll devise they have brave punishments for him. Strike up, pipers! Dance!